Hey everybody, my name is Brandon and I'm going to be your host today. We'll be looking at how to set up your client profiles as accounts and contacts. In this session, you'll be learning the differences between contacts and accounts. We'll show you how to add contacts and accounts into Liscio. And lastly, we'll show you how to relate contacts and accounts together. Let's start by looking at the difference between accounts and contacts in Liscio. Contacts will be the actual people that you add into Liscio to communicate with. You can access a full list of your contacts on the left-hand menu bar, selecting Contacts here, and you'll be taken to your Contacts page. You'll see every contact in Liscio has a full name as well as an email address. Their email address will be their login username, which means every contact will have to have their own unique email address. Accounts, on the other hand, will be the businesses or return types that you associate with your contacts. You can access your accounts page just above the contacts on that left-hand menu bar. And now we are looking at our accounts page. Just a couple of notes here. Contacts are able to have multiple accounts. So if you have one person with multiple businesses, you can add that person as a contact. They're able to log in with one email address and access all of their accounts. On vice versa, accounts can have multiple contacts as well. So if you have a business with multiple coworkers, they're all able to log in as contacts and access their account separately. The way I like to remember the difference between contacts and accounts is that you communicate with contacts or people on behalf of their account or their business. Now, let's take a look at a couple of real examples showing you the difference between accounts and contacts. We'll be using the Steve and Terry Irwin family out of Australia today to show you the difference between accounts and contacts. Let's start by looking at our accounts page on that left-hand menu bar, and we can see a list of our accounts here. We're going to start with the business example. So we'll open up the Australia Zoo, and we can see all of the overview on the Australia Zoo here. We'll be able to go to our contacts page, and here we can see Terry Irwin is the associated contact. We'll be talking to Terry Irwin through Liscio on behalf of the Australia Zoo. Next, let's take a look at the 1040 example for this family. We can go back to our accounts page, and this time we're going to look at this individual entity type for Irwin, Steve, and Terry here. We're going to file their 1040 underneath this account. We can open up this account name. And now if we go to the contacts page again, we'll see this time Steve and Terry both are associated with this account, so we could communicate with both of them on behalf of their 1040 return here. You'll notice each member of this account will have to have their own unique email address so they could both log in separately and coordinate together on this joint account. Now, let's take a look at adding contacts into Liscio. You can add a contact by clicking on the Add New button on the left-hand menu bar, and then we'll select Contact. This will take us to the Create New Contact page where we can enter in the required information, such as the first name, last name, and primary email address. So I'll go ahead and add Terry Irwin of the Australia Zoo here. Terry Irwin. Now, one thing to note, the primary email field is not mandatory to create a contact, but you will need the email in order to send this contact an invitation. So I'll go ahead and create an email address for Terry here. You can add a job title. This field is not required. We'll also be able to add additional details here by clicking on this down arrow. And we can add something like the mobile phone number here. So let's go ahead and add a phone number, nice and simple, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can also check Allow Texting if you want them to receive a text notification whenever you invite them into Liscio. This is also going to give you the ability to send them texts when you send them messages down the road when you choose to. You can add in extra email addresses, the communication preference here for your own record keeping. Maybe I want to contact her by phone, or maybe that's her communication preference even. You can also add their address here, and whenever you are ready, you just click on Create Contact, and now Terry's contact has been created here. Let's move on to the account next. Now that we've created our first contact, let's go ahead and look at creating an account. You can create accounts by going to the left-hand menu bar and selecting Account. From here, you'll have some required information at the top. Under Account Information, you'll need to fill out. The account name is going to be the name of the account. So let's do the Australia Zoo. The entity type is going to be a way to organize and sort your client base down the road. By default, you'll see individual and organization here, but you can completely customize this list. If you would like to add options here, contact the support team and we'll help you out. Some common options we usually see added are the business return type, so 1040, 1065, maybe LLC, bookkeeping clients, just to give you a few examples. I'll go ahead and choose organization for the Australia Zoo. You can select the account status, letting you know if this is a prospect who is not fully your client yet, or if they are a client. So let's choose prospect here. And when you choose prospect, you'll be able to choose this account stage here as well. So you can track how much progress you've made towards turning them into a full-time client. I'll go ahead and switch to client, and you'll see you no longer have access to the stages because they are a full-time client. The restricted account option here means only firm admins would be able to view this account by default. The only way a firm employee or specialist would be able to see this account is if they were on the client service team. Moving along here, you can add all of these additional details which are not required. You've got account details here as well. You can add technology solutions, bank account details. But once you're ready and you have all of these fields entered, you can click Create Account. And now the Australia Zoo has been created. Now note, you always can go back and edit this profile here. So if I did want to add account details, I can move to these three little dots and edit this account. Now that we've created a contact and an account, let's go ahead and look at tying these two records together. You can start by going to either the account or contact, but for this example, let's look at starting with the contacts first. We can sort and we can find our contact we'd like to associate with our account. So we found Terry here. Let's go ahead and click into her contact profile. And you'll just want to switch from the Overview tab to the Accounts tab. From here, you can see Terry has no accounts associated with her currently. But if we click on this plus account button, we can add an already existing account or a brand new account. Since we've already created the Australia Zoo, let's go ahead and look at creating an existing account. We can drop down our accounts option here and we'll see that Australia Zoo account we created. And we can also choose the relationship between Terry and this account here. This doesn't change any permissions, but it does allow you to keep a record of who this person is in relationship to this account. Let's say that she is the primary contact here. She is the primary person in relationship to this account. We can also select if we'd like her to be an account owner or not. This will give her special viewing privileges, editing privileges, and the ability to invite other contacts into Liscio to this Australia Zoo account. The most notable things it allows her to do, she can see every single file associated with the Australia Zoo. Now, if they are not an account owner, they're only able to upload files into the Australia Zoo, and they are not able to see anyone else's files at all. For this example, I'll go ahead and make her the account owner since she is the primary contact and is the one in charge of the Australia Zoo. It makes sense that she needs to see every file associated with the Australia Zoo to me. Let's click Add Account, and now these two have been related together.